So what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get right into it. What I've got here on the table is the Sharp Vision 5.8 gigahertz dual diversity LED backlit monitor. That's a bunch of stuff I just said, so we're going to go over everything about this monitor and why I think it's one of the best monitors on the market right now. So guys, just to let you know, I've been using this monitor for the last year. People have always asked me, what monitor do you use? And I always point them towards this monitor. And every single person that has bought this monitor loves it. It runs about $155 right around there. I believe I got it from FPVmodel. I believe Hobby King carries it now as well. But I bought this from FPVmodel quite a long time ago. So I'm going to go over some of the pros and the cons about it, and the pros definitely outweigh the cons. Okay, so the first feature that makes this monitor stand out above a lot of the other ones is the brightness of the screen. Now it's an LCD screen, but it is LED backlit. That makes the brightness of the screen very, very bright, and so the screen quality is fantastic. It's not a glossy screen, it has that kind of a matte finish to it, so you don't get a lot of reflection, which is fantastic. Another great feature about this monitor is that the fact that you have a channel scanning feature, which means that you don't need to flick through all 32 channels before you get to the one that you find that is yours. You can automatically scan for your channel, and boom, it's right there for you. Now, I don't have the auxiliary inputs that are right here, but you can actually, even though this is 5.8 gigahertz, you can actually run a separate receiver, whichever receiver that you want. You can run a 1.3, a 900 megahertz, or some other type of frequency that you want to, but you can run the inputs right into the side here. Basically, there's a cable that plugs into the side, and it has video inputs that go into the side, so you have an auxiliary 3 that you're going to run any of your external video sources into the monitor. Also, that brings me to, there's a third plug that is on the side here, and that gives you auxiliary power for something like your goggles. Let's say if you want to power some goggles off of this screen, it's fantastic. That brings us to the back of the monitor here. You can see right now I have a 3S 4000 milliamp battery pack on the back right here. The cool thing about this monitor is that you can actually run between 2S and 6S. Now that is a huge range of battery, so if you're out at the field and you're not stuck to just one 3S or one type of 4S battery to power this monitor, so it has got a wide diversity of batteries that you can use for this monitor, so you're not held down. Okay, another great feature, I'm sure you guys have noticed that this is a dual diversity monitor, and what that means for some of you guys out there that don't know what dual diversity is, it means that it has two separate antenna feeds. So it has two receivers in here that are going to get your 5.8 gigahertz signal from your airplane, and it has an RSSI signal, which means it has a signal strength indicator. So whichever antenna is got the greater feed, it will choose that antenna over the other one. So that is a really powerful thing for a FPV ground station. It does show up in this upper, when you're looking at it, your upper right hand corner, it shows which antenna is getting the better RSSI signal. So it shows it in a percentage right up here. On the other corner, it shows your battery strength. So right now my 4S battery is at 11.4 volts. And it also shows the time that the monitor has been on. So that's some pretty great key information that you actually need when you're doing FPV. So once again, another fantastic feature. Okay guys, last positive of this screen is that it has a built-in DVR player, which is right on the side right here. You pop your SD card right in the side, and you can hit record and record your flights from your monitor, which is one of the best features of this monitor. Okay guys, so that covers the positives of this monitor. I'm going to go over a couple of negatives, and I can tell you that the negatives are not very huge, but we'll just get right into them right now. First negative is that every once in a while, when you are scanning your channels and you catch your channel, it'll sometimes show a split screen where the bottom of the screen is halfway up and the top of the screen is on the bottom. That's not a huge deal. All you have to do is turn the monitor off and turn it back on. Okay, so every once in a while when you want to go to record, you hit the record button. Sometimes the little blinking red light does not come on and indicate that it is recording. So in that case, it actually is not recording. So you actually have to turn the monitor off or unplug it. I actually find that unplugging the monitor and plugging it back in resets it, and boom, you hit the record button, you're ready to record. So that would be a problem if you start flying and you hit the button and it doesn't record. Then you'd have to turn it off and back on, or have somebody do it for you if you wanted to really record your flight. But that's something you should be checking on the ground. It's a little weird, but for some reason there's two joysticks, two button joysticks that are on the back of the monitor. I find it really annoying to have to reach to the back here and press the buttons and kind of guess which direction to pull the buttons to get them to do what you want. The menu system is a little bit strange, but once you get used to it, you just get used to it. So it's like with everything, I suppose. But why they didn't put these two buttons right on the front, right up, where they would be semi-protected by the hood, I have no clue. And I actually pop the buttons off, they pop off, you pop them back on. So that would be one of the small negatives. You get used to it, but it's an annoyance. Let's see, what else? Okay, last thing, and it's not a huge thing, is that the hood, the Velcro that holds the hood on, does not want to stick to the monitor, because it has, as you guys have seen on some monitors, it has this kind of a matte rubber finish to it, and you know that like nothing ever wants to stick to that. So I had problems with this, the Velcro coming off a bunch of times. So all I did is I removed the Velcro, I took sandpaper and I roughed up the paint, I hot glued the Velcro back on, and it has not come off since. So it's a little bit of work. It's not a big deal. But that brings us to the end of my review of this monitor. Like I said, I believe Hobby King is now selling this, although I did get this from FPVmodel, and I tell you, this is a great screen. It's 7 inches. It's compact enough that it's not going to take up a lot of room in your car and going to and from the field. And one of the main things is just that it's so bright that it's fantastic. If you happen to leave your hood at home, you can still fly with it, which is fantastic. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining my channel. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.